Welcome back, everyone. Mike McConville here. We've got a couple of weird shaped guitars, and I've been as Iceman and an Explorer kit guitar. I thought for the latest tech deck owners, it would be interesting to kind of show you some of the maneuvers I make when I come across a weird shaped guitar, just sort of handling it on the tech deck. Well, one pleasant surprise while I was in surgery is my second BenQ lamp arrived. This is how I hold up the guitar. Now, there's a little bit of geometry going on here to sort of, we have to be basically 90 degrees to the surface when we drill. And we are. When it comes to Explorers, I basically used a straight edge and lined it up with the pearl dots in the center of the fingerboard just to get this end pin in line with the trajectory of the neck. Here's the lower strap button. So for our second strap button, just like the Iceman, I'm going to put it right here at the neck joint. So just going to tape that off first so that we don't get any chipping of the lamp. And just kind of lining that up dead center. Swamp ash body here. So the heads of the screws on these last three were stripped, so when you're going into hardwood with a little tiny screw like that, you got to make sure that you pre-drill so that you don't either break the head of the screw right off or strip it. And this is maple, so you make sure you get the right tolerance for the threads. Just so you have some numbers to work with, the actual drill bit that I just used is 77 thou. The outside diameter of the threads, these screws, is 86 thou. So we got 9 thou of bite divided by 2, which is 4.5 thou of bite into the maple wall of the hole. Now that we've got a strap button on the end, we can actually strap this thing down and get to work. Yeah, this definitely needs an edge dress. Let's get started. The only way for us to get the adjustment we need is going to be to skim off the underside of the bridge here to be able to lower the action. So we have just bought enough distance by grinding the underside of that bridge down that we now have full adjustability, so we'll be able to set this where it needs to be set. But there is another issue that we need to address. This pickup is too close. Both those pickups on the bass side, the treble side seems to be okay. On the bass side, they are too close and they've bottomed out. They can't go down any further. We need to have a look. We need to pull these out, have a look, so that we have full adjustability on the pickup height as well as the bridge height. That is really tight. I will re-drill these holes. Those tolerances are way too tight. Like you saw a second ago, at the headstock, you want about 9 thou of bite. First, we've got to figure out what the obstruction is and why these pickups will not go down any further. I would imagine it's probably the same issue on both pickups, but we'll check this one first. And there's the culprit right there. That shielding is so thick that the tab of the pickup was getting hung up on that, and we couldn't drop it any further. So we got two choices. We strip back that shielding, or I can just breeze the edge of that tab with a file, and I think that's the route I'm going to go. Same issue, there's the bridge pickup. Boy, this is exactly why those last 2.5 skids that went out just before Christmas, most of them are going to these kit guitar guys. There's so many discrepancies in the lay of this neck. I mean, some poor guy that's just bolting the kit together. Good luck. Take me like a half an hour just to show you each and every little high spot. I've got the neck as straight as it can possibly be. It's a 2-way truss rod. And this is the new BenQ light, which I'm totally in love with. And it came in just before I went for surgery, so I'm just sort of getting to use it for the first time. This is the second BenQ light, and it was $213 delivered, and the best $200 I ever spent on guitar tools. This needs quite a bit of work. It needs the edge dressing because these are sharp enough to draw blood. But we're going to take care of all these high spots first. I set this down anywhere where you see those chalk marks, and it's clicking. So we're going to take care of that right now. I always start at the top end, moving obliquely across the crown, and I cross hatch. So I'm moving like this, and then like this. Check that area now. Smaller straight edge. Nothing. And a smaller straight edge again. All that clicking, all that ticking, all those high spots, done. Here's our 8-inch straight edge. Nothing. 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 6-inch straight edge. Nothing. 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 Here's our 3-inch straight edge. Nothing. This was a high spot here on the. Oh, there's still a little bit of tick in there. Let's get that one. So I'm overlapping my strokes as I go. Now that I've kind of backed up, starting at the top and backed up to that first fret, now I can actually go full length, cross hatching as I go, overlapping the strokes, and that, my friends, is the perfect fret level. The 25 different high spots are all taken care of. Okay, now I'm going to bring you in for a closer look because you can see we really had to square off some of those frets to get rid of that. Finish up with the edge dress, and then we'll do our recrowning. Much better. Around this side. That's got it. The next step for this Explorer is we are replacing the black plastic nut with water buffalo horn. Now this is a chunk that I got at a garage sale, I don't know how many years ago. So I just zipped that off on the bandsaw. We're going to cut a blank and do a fully compensated nut. Yeah, so while I'm at it, I am going to cut up a few blanks so that see what we get out of this. Get a couple of blanks out of this. Okay, we've got this squared up pretty good. We'll just get a couple of blanks out of this. It's definitely one of the trickier parts. Okay, we'll go check that against the ledge. I'm fairly happy with that. We'll just put that curvature on the ledge. Well, you can see I put that yellow masking tape across there because you definitely won't be able to see a pencil line on that buffalo horn. Now we'll bring it over to the guitar. Okay, this is the reality check for all of you Patreon 3 guys. Okay, we are 6 cents sharp. Okay, we're going to cut that back 6 cents. Okay, our 12th fret fretted note. And the open string. Happy with that. The fretted F note, first fret, ever so slightly sharp. So we're going to bring that down just a couple of strokes of the file here. Let's try it again. And first fret. Okay, 5th string, same thing now, 12th fret fretted. We're on the final run. And open. It's also sharp. Still a little tiny bit sharp, we'll take it back a little more. Okay, all of the values have been cut. And this is for the 10 to 52. So we have that brass shim stock taped just ahead of the leading edge of the compensated nut, and that's allowed us to sort of cut those values, obviously without damaging the fingerboard. All of you Tier 3 Patreon guys, that step-by-step process, the 2 last steps are cutting these values, as you know, and then doing the final filing of each nut slot to get the open string and first fret notes to tune. Now that shim stock, this is the stuff that I'm including now in your compensated nut packages. I leave a few pieces in there so you can make up a couple of these things for various nuts. So I leave that brass shim stock on there as I shape that sort of elliptical curve, again to protect the fingerboard as we finish up this nut. This is our final product, the water buffalo horn. Fully intonated, action adjusted, and all the values have been cut. Let's go back to the tuner for our final check. 6th string, 7th fret, and octave. 12th fret, fretted, open, and first fret. 5th string, 7th fret, octave. 12th fret, first fret. 4th string, 7th fret, octave. 12th fret, open, and 1st fret. 3rd string, 7th fret, octave, 12th fret, open, and 1st fret. 2nd string, and 1st string. At long last, the Pitbull Explorer is done. And for anyone who's never played an Explorer guitar, I have to say they are one of the most comfortable guitars to sit down and play. And I'm about to do that, so let's have a listen. This is just with my loop stations, another thing.